What is up everyone? So today class is in session. I broke out the whiteboard and we're going to need it because I'm going through my entire cutting plan bit by bit. UCD? Nah bro. UCS. University College shredded. Right, so as usual, I'm going to keep things as simple as possible. I could give you a load of scientific jargon, but it's actually more impressive when an individual can break things down and put them in simple terms that everyone can understand. And I'm going to use myself as an example, of course, but feel free to learn something from this and apply it to yourself. Right, so let's start with calories. Your caloric intake is number one. Calories in, calories out is the foundation of fat loss. Not saying that's all that matters, but to lose fat, you need to be in a caloric deficit. You need to be expending more energy than you are taking in. That's what calories are, energy. So over the years, through trial and error and experience, I've found that for me to stay the same weight, I need to eat roughly 2,800 calories. For me to gain weight, I need to eat 3,200, and for me to lose fat, is 2,300 calories. So now that we've got that there, we need to talk about our macros, and this is what makes up our calories. So the macros that I've set myself are 200 grams of protein, 300 grams of carbohydrates, and 50 grams of fat, which equals 2,450 calories. Whoa, Rob, that doesn't equal 2,300. When cutting/losing fat, you want to keep your calories as high as possible and slowly lower them down. Why? Because what happens if you drop your calories super low and fat loss stalls? You've left yourself no options. You've nowhere to go. You've nowhere further to lower them. So this is what I'm going to start off on. And also a bit of a side note, the reason I'm taking in more protein than I need to is just personal preference, and it's very satiating, stops you from getting hungry. And the reason my fat is just a little bit lower than the recommended amount is just through personal experience. I've found that a high fat diet doesn't really do much for me. You know, it works wonders for other people, but these macros are just very much tailored to me and my personal preference. Also, in regards to cardio, like I said about slowly lowering your energy intake, you can either eat less or exercise more. So in the coming few weeks, I probably will add in cardio, but for the moment, I'm gonna leave it out. I will also be monitoring my fat loss through the mirror, progress pictures, videos, and gym performance, and the scales. I don't actually like the scales as it can, mess with your head and often fluctuate, especially if you're a beginner. You may be losing fat and building muscle. So I'm going to mainly focus on the things that I named first. Sorry, I keep having to turn down. So anyways, now let's move on to refeeds. I've got full videos out on about refeeds, so I'm not going to go too into them. But this is pretty much a day where you lower your protein and fat intake and double your carb intake. It's like carbon up. So the general guidelines for when to incorporate a refeed is if you're above 20% body fat, you should incorporate one once a month. Between 50 and 20% body fat every 2 weeks, 8 to 15% body fat once a week, and below 8 once or twice a week. So at the moment, I will just be including one refeed a week. Now let's move on to training. Your training split will often be based on how many times a week you can make it to the gym. So I go to the gym about 5 to 6 days a week, so I'll be doing my LPP routine, my legs push pull, which is up on lipsitfitness.com. So that's legs push pull rest times 2. But say I could only make it to the gym 3 times a week, I would probably do a full body split and each day focus on something else. For example, day 1 squat, day 2 bench, etc. If I could go to the gym 4 days a week, I would focus on an upper lower split. And even some days when I don't make it to the gym 5 to 6 days a week, I'll combine, for example, a push workout and a pull workout together. And also, there's nothing wrong with full body splits. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Steve Reeves are both fans of it. Now that we got the main stuff out of the way, let's move on to supplements. I will be using protein powder, although technically it's not a supplement, it's a food that comes from dairy. Pre-workout amino fuel, NXT is a new supplement that I like. Creatine monohydrate, vitamin C, vitamin D, fish oils, magnesium, zinc. Now you may be thinking that's a lot of supplements, but well, as I said, protein isn't really a supplement. Creatine monohydrate is one of the cheapest things you can buy, and then these vitamin C, D, fish oils, magnesium, zinc, they're all just vitamins and they're all very cheap too. So the only significant supplements that I'm actually using are pre-workout and aminos. But as for pre-workout, I'm only using that once or twice a week, and only when I need a kick up the ass. If you use it too much every day, you're just going to become dependent on it, and you're going to have a bad time. Last thing I want to talk about, but certainly not least, is lifestyle. Okay, with lifestyle, this is where things get personal. So I'm going to use a client of mine, for example. He comes to me, he goes, "Hey Rob, I have a real problem with late night cravings." So I'm just like, oh boy, you just came to the right YouTube channel. I am the king of late night cravings. I'm Mr. Late Night Cravings. I'm Mr. 305. So I go, okay, this is what you do, right? You have yourself a breakfast that's high in protein, low in carbohydrates, moderate fat. You have 2 strong cups of black coffee, and then throughout your day, in your water bottle, you sip on ice water, lemon, and green tea bags. It's good for appetite suppression. You know, nothing magical, but it's good. And then towards the end, you save the end of your day, you save a lot of your carbs and fat. So you have a big, huge carb and fat dense meal just before you go to bed. And then that sorts your late night cravings. You know, it's like having a cheat meal every night. Problem fucking solved. Then one of my female clients, right? When you sign up to lipsofitness.com, you're automatically sent back a questionnaire to fill out. And one of the questions is, tell me your least favorite exercise and your favorite exercise. So she goes, my favorite exercise is squats.
Nice. 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 Nice.
And my least favorite is cardio.
Nice.
So earlier on in that questionnaire as well, another question is, tell me as much as possible about your activity level. And I saw that she says she likes to take her dogs for a walk. So I said, right, for cardio, all I want you to do is 3 times a week, take your dogs for a walk for 20 to 30 minutes. Put in your headphones, use it as a time to relax. And that's cardio sorted. That's perfect, you know? She enjoyed doing it, and it's getting done. In any program, personal preference is huge. If you're enjoying your program, you're going to be consistent with it. And only when you are consistent with a program is you are going to be successful at it. Consistency is just, I can't even put it into words how important it is. These little personal things in your program are just so important, because if you're not enjoying the process within reason, you're going to say, fuck this, you're going to give it up, it's not going to last. So I'm after going off on a bit of a tangent here. If you have any more questions about my cutting plan, anything, even if you want to become a client of mine, sign up on lipsofitness.com, comment down below, message me, inbox me, whatever. Hope you liked the video. Catch you next time. Keep it real. I'm out.